Mahalo to HawaiiActivities.com for sponsoring this video. 13 things to do in Hawaii. Let's get into it. This video is part of an itinerary idea series for Oahu. So if you're flying to Honolulu, you'll be flying to the island of Oahu. You can also head to yestohawaii.com for even more Hawaii content. Places to eat, where to stay, and things to do. And if you'd like some done-for-you itineraries, check out the links in the description box below for some itineraries I've made just for you guys. Now, let's get into it. Number 1, and this is of course the most obvious one, relax and enjoy the beach. There are a lot of nice beaches on Oahu, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but Waikiki Beach is actually pretty nice. Now, before you go off in the comments telling me this beach or that beach, let me tell you why. If you're staying in Waikiki, Waikiki Beach makes sense. It's easy, convenient, and the water is pretty calm year-round. You're close to your hotel, close to public restrooms, close to places to eat, so if you're traveling with kids, that makes it a really convenient option. Plus, you don't need a rental car because it's in the same area where your hotel is located. This is of course assuming that you're staying in Waikiki. So again, if it's your first time to the islands, Oahu is the island, Honolulu would be the city, and you'll be flying into airport code HNL for Honolulu, and Waikiki is the neighborhood or district that you'd be essentially staying in. If you're looking to get out of Waikiki, you've probably heard of Kailua Beach. Now, this can be hit or miss. Yes, the photos look beautiful. Yes, the sand is gorgeous. Yes, the water is pristine. But a lot of this depends on what time of year you're going. So if you know me in real life and you ask me to choose between Kailua Beach and Waikiki Beach in the winter season, which is December, January, and February, I will most likely choose Waikiki Beach. It's January right now at the time of this filming, and this time of year, that side, Kailua Beach, is typically going to be a lot more windy than it is in Waikiki. Now, if it's summer, and by summer I mean June, July, and August, I would 100% pick Kailua Beach over Waikiki Beach. Another option is heading to the west side to the Olina Lagoons. So the Olina Lagoons are a set of man-made lagoons at the Olina Resort area, and it's a really great place for families or those traveling with little ones. And the reason why is these man-made lagoons block off the waves, so if you're traveling with little ones and you want them to be in calm water, as in calm like a lake, this is a great option. It's also well maintained, and of course, it is public access. North Shore also has some beautiful beaches as well, but keep in mind it is seasonal. So in general, in the summertime, June, July, and August, North Shore is flat like a lake. In the winter season, which is December, January, February, the North Shore is where you'd see the big wave surf competitions, 10 to 30 foot waves. Number 2 is to explore Oahu. Now, you can do this in so many different ways. You can do this by land, either renting a car to drive around yourself, or through a narrated island tour to have a local show you all the highlights and learn a little bit about the island. You can do this by air. There's doors on and doors off helicopter flights, and some of them even have really unique landings. I also went on a helicopter ride that landed at Kualo Ranch, which is Jurassic Valley. Would definitely recommend. You can also do this by sea. There are day sails, snorkel sails, dinner cruises, all along the south shore of the island. There's also some snorkel sails, day sails, and sunset sails on the west side of the island. Typically, these sails will be anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on the boat. I'll leave links in the description box below for everything that I mentioned. Number 3 is to hike. Oahu has so many different approachable hikes for beginners all the way up to advanced. Some beginner-friendly hikes include Diamond Head Crater, Makapuu Lighthouse Trail, Manoa Falls, and Waimea Valley. These hikes are typically very well trafficked. Manoa Falls is a mostly gravel trail that is well trafficked, and it ends at a 100-foot waterfall. It's also shaded, so you can do it in the middle of the day. Waimea Valley is a botanical garden located on the North Shore. Admission runs about $25 for adults and $15 for kids. Although the path is fully paved like a sidewalk and is only 3/4 of a mile to the waterfall, you can easily spend half a day there. I would definitely recommend to spend a half day up there. There's also some cultural demonstrations that you can check out as well. It's very approachable because, again, it is fully paved. I've even seen people take baby strollers on the trail You can also walk, relax. There's plenty of benches. There's plenty of space on the trail as well. Diamond Head Crater is another popular hike that's very close to Waikiki. It's $5 to get in for non-residents, and reservations are required. There is incline and you will sweat, so definitely bring plenty of water. Because it's so well trafficked, it is one of the few hikes that I'm super comfortable to do 100% on my own. In general, you should always have a hiking buddy, of course, but once you see the trail, you'll see exactly what I mean. Makapuu Lighthouse Trail is another paved hike. That one is located on the east side of the island. It does have quite a bit of incline. I have seen people push baby strollers on it, but it is a bit of a workout. Now, all the hikes that I mentioned, I've done the hikes myself, and I've also made videos for them as well. So if you're looking to see a little bit of what the terrain of those hikes look like, I'll leave links in the description box below. Now again, these are just beginner hikes. There are hikes for all levels and all skill sets, but this is just a few to get you started. Number 4 is to island hop. So technically the next few things to do aren't things to do on Oahu, but rather originating from Oahu. If you're wanting to see multiple islands, but you don't want to worry about booking your different flights, booking different hotels, getting a rental car, checking in, checking out of a hotel, and so forth, a simple one-day flyover or day trip to a neighbor island might be the choice for you. Over the past 10 years that I worked as a concierge, I've seen guests say that they chose not to go to the other islands simply because they didn't realize how easy it was to do so. There are 2 main ways to go between the islands. The first is, of course, the Norwegian Cruise Line Pride of America cruise ship. It's a week-long cruise ship, and it hits 3 major islands. So Oahu, of course, it also goes to Maui, Kauai, and Big Island, so about 2 days per island. Now, this is a proper cruise ship. It's not one of those ferries where you hop on or hop off. You have to make reservations in advance, weeks or months in advance, and they also have shore excursions that you can sign up for through the cruise ship or through companies direct. The second way, and that's the one that I'll be talking about, is a flight. Flights between the islands are pretty short, about 30 to 45 minutes one way. You can fly over to another island and have a self-guided tour, or if you want everything done for you, there's also one-day flyovers that include your round-trip airfare, your narrated tour while you're there, and they also include your airport pickup at whichever island that you land at. These are great options if, say, you booked a week in Waikiki on Oahu, but you wanted to see maybe Maui, Kauai, or Big Island, but you didn't want to have to hassle with, again, checking in, checking out of your hotel, getting airfare, getting a rental car, researching where to go. You just wanted to get a little sneak peek of the island, but maybe not spend multiple days there. Maybe you're pressed for time. This is just a great way to have a sampler of one of the other islands all in one day. I've been to the neighbor islands a dozen or so times, and I've also done the one-day flyovers for Maui, Big Island, and Kauai to show you guys what it looks like and see if it's right for you. Also, as a side note, you may see some websites that say that there's a super ferry that connects some of the islands. However, that was completely shut down in 2009. Next is a day trip from Oahu to Maui. Maui is one of my favorite islands, and oftentimes when people go to Maui, they want to do the road to Hana. It's about 60-ish miles of hairpin twists, turns, one-lane bridges, and plenty of waterfalls. Now, it's only about 60 miles, so because of the speed that you have to go through, plus being able to pull over as cars come and go, it can take upwards of 8 to 10 hours altogether. And of course, you'll want to stop for lunch, plus photos, plus stop at the waterfalls. Now, there are day trips that will fly you from Oahu to Maui. You'll do the entire road to Hana trip, including lunch, and fly you back the same day. However, that's about 10 to 12 hours, and for me, I get motion sickness in cars, especially ones with windy roads. But that isn't the only way you can do Road to Hana. You can actually cut that time in half. We did Road to Hana in 36 minutes. And how, you might ask? Well, we flew over to Maui and landed at the Kahului airport, and then from there we headed to a heliport. We took a helicopter ride from the airport to Hana in 36 minutes, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Once we got to Hana, we drove half of Hana back to the airport and then headed back to Oahu. The helicopter only seats 6 guests plus the pilot, so you're in a small group for the entire day. Lunch was included, and they have 2 different tour times, early morning at about 7 and then mid-morning at around 11. Since we were flying from Oahu, we chose to do the mid-morning flight. I have a link in the description box below for a full video that I've done on that specific tour, and what you can expect if you decide to do it. If you're planning on doing a helicopter ride and a road to Hana and you want to combine the two, this tour might be a great option for you. Next is a day trip to Kauai. When people go over to Kauai, they'll often go to check out Waimea Canyon. Waimea Canyon is the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. I did a full one-day flyover tour from Oahu to Kauai, hitting all the major highlights on Kauai and then flying back. I'll leave a link in the description box below for a full video on that specific tour. Next is a day trip to the Big Island. The Big Island is known for volcanoes, and oftentimes when people go to the Big Island, they want to visit Volcanoes National Park. I also did a one-day flyover for Oahu to the Big Island. You can also add on a helicopter ride if you wanted to fly over the volcano itself. For the trip that I did, we didn't do the helicopter, but we did a full day ground tour of Volcano National Park, Rainbow Falls, Akaka Falls, Hilo, and a few other highlights. I will leave a link in the description box below if you'd like to see a full video on what that looks like and to give you a little bit of a glimpse of the Big Island. Number 8 is to see dolphins. Now, you can do this a few different ways, of course. There are boat trips that will take you over to the west side of the island where you can see dolphins in their natural habitat out in the ocean, and you can snorkel nearby. Another option for those who maybe don't want to do that sort of program, you can also see dolphins at Dolphin Quest at the Kahala Resort. You can head over to the resort, stroll the grounds, and see the dolphins. If you're heading over to the Big Island, there's also a Dolphin Quest at the Hilton Waikoloa Resort as well. Now, if you're looking to get in the water and swim alongside the dolphins, there are a few interactive programs that you can do as well. These are small group programs for all ages, depending on what type of program that you do. There's even dockside programs for little ones under the age of 4, where the little kiddos will be on the dock having an interactive program with the dolphin without actually getting in the water. There's also different swim programs for ages 5 and up. Dolphin Quest puts a lot of emphasis on research and education. I also learned that the lagoon is connected to the ocean through a very extensive filtration system. I recently did their private 30-minute premiere experience, and I'll include some clips here so you can see what that looks like. If you're curious more about the program to see what it looks like, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Next is to get a spa treatment. Price point can vary wildly depending on where you get the spa treatment, if it's at an oceanfront hotel or a spa or a massage center. I recently did a 90-minute full spa experience and absolutely loved it. It included a massage, a facial, as well as a foot scrub, and it was so relaxing that I actually fell asleep during it. It's also just on the edge of Waikiki, so price point is significantly lower than if you were to do the same treatment or a similar treatment in the center of Waikiki at an oceanfront hotel. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Next is to schedule a photo shoot. Now, the photo shoot can be done either on your own with your iPhone and a simple tripod, or a professional photo shoot. Whatever you decide, definitely try to schedule at least a little bit of time to take some gorgeous beach photos with your family, friends, or group that you're traveling with. One thing to note is that if you are doing professional photos, make sure to fully check out the portfolio of the photographer just to make sure the aesthetic is what you're looking for. I recently did a photo shoot at Kahala, and I should have researched a little bit more in terms of the aesthetic. The finished photos weren't quite what I was looking for. They were a little bit, in my opinion, oversaturated, and it had different shades of my skin tone. I was so confused when I saw the photos. I actually took a photo with my iPhone to see if there were different shades in my complexion, and it wasn't. It was just how the photo was taken. When I asked about other edits, I was told that I could pay to get it edited differently, or I could edit them on my phone. This was a little strange because I thought I was getting professional photos. So again, I would definitely recommend, if you decide to get a professional photographer to take your photos, although their photos may be great, it may not be the same aesthetics that you're looking for, so make sure to fully look through their portfolio before you actually take the photos. Similarly, if you're taking photos on your own, a simple tripod and iPhone also works, but if you are doing that, make sure to take your photos earlier in the day, especially if you're doing beach photos. It's a lot less crowded in the morning. A popular spot for a lot of photos will be the Hilton Lagoon as well as Magic Island. The Hilton Lagoon is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous area because you have the backdrop of course, the Waikiki skyline, but you also have the backdrop of Diamond Head. In the morning, it is golden hour, so photos and the lighting will be a lot less harsh, as well as a lot less crowded than it would be if you were to take the same photos in the middle of the day. Next is to go on a day sail. I absolutely love the ocean, and going sailing is one of my favorite things to do. There are so many day sail options in Waikiki, from small group to large group, day sail, snorkel sail, sunset sail, different price points, whether you want to go no frills, spending about $30 or $40, all the way up to all the bells and whistles with a private white glove service with a catered meal. If you're traveling with a larger group, a private option might make more sense once you take the total price and divide it by the number of people. Of course, this can vary, of course, depending on what you're looking for and and price point you're looking to stay within. We recently did a private day sail at the end of December and it was absolutely gorgeous. We did a midday sail and we were able to swim, snorkel, and just take in the Waikiki skyline. It was the perfect way to end the year. The one that we chose I absolutely loved. I'll leave a link in the description box below, as well as a link to a full video if you'd like to see more for that specific boat. Next is to explore Waikiki. Waikiki has the highest concentrations of hotels in Hawaii, but beyond hotels there's lots of dining options. It's very walkable, and there's also open air trolleys that you can go on if you want to explore the Waikiki area instead. These open air trolleys are $5 for the pink line, and the route takes about an hour. If you're heading to Waikiki and you like a sneak peek of what it looks like, I have done a full narrated walkthrough from one end to the other, pointing out all the major highlights, the hotels, points of interest, restaurants, things to do, all on a completely narrated walk in real time. It is a bit of a long walk, about 45 minutes or so, and it goes down just one section of Waikiki. So grab a pen, piece of paper, take some notes, grab a cocktail, a mocktail, a cup of tea. It is a long one. And lastly is to explore Kakaako. Kakaako is just outside of Waikiki, a short Uber or taxi ride. For GPS, you can put in Salt by Kakaako. It's a 5,000 square foot space of restaurants, retail, and even cafes. Kakaako is known for wall art, so if you're interested in that, that's a place to start. It's also close to Kuala Basin Harbor, so if you're going on a day sail or a sunset sail at the harbor, you can easily head over to Kakaako afterwards and grab lunch or dinner depending on what time of day your sail is. One of my favorite restaurants is one called Moku. You'll probably see me there a few times a month. Again, there's also a lot of cute little cafes and ice cream shops. And it's nice because it's busy, but it's not as busy as the hustle and bustle of Waikiki. If you like this video and want to see more itinerary ideas, check out the full playlist on itinerary ideas or on yestohawaii.com. On to the next one, guys. On this one-page planner, you have everything that you need, where you can jot down your details for your hotel, rental car, tours and activities, things that you want to do, and a general itinerary.